Get it. Hello, my cat loving friends. We are back, and we today are with Katherine Hilton, who works with the Blind Cat Rescue. I can talk to blindcatrescue.com. And Rita and I realized out of all the cats that we've had in our homes, we don't think we've ever worked with a blind cat. So we need to know about this rescue, how we can be helping cats. What's the deal? How worried should we be? We have so many questions, and we'll be back right after this word from our sponsor. Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with my ever-gorgeous BFF, Rita Reimers.
I always wonder when you compliment what the heck you want.
I know. I'm outnumbered today. We got two blondes versus one brunette. I'm telling
you.
I'm
look out. Those of you who are keeping count, 19 Cats and Counting. I'm on my way back up to 19. I adopted number 16 this weekend.
Yeah.
Over the holiday, one of my mom's friends found a little black kitten. She's probably, I'm guessing she's a she. She won't let me look long enough.
Good. But I think it's modest.
Good. Yes. I think she's probably about 8 to 10 weeks old. Tiny little black kitty. My cats, like within the first day, they're already bonded. So those of you who say you can't make it work, call us. We can.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, let's find out.
Let's get to the blind cat rescue and Miss Katherine Hilton. I am so excited.
Katherine.
I've never dealt with a blind cat before.
We've had just about every configuration but a blind cat. But you're right up when we saw your purpose and your mission. You're right up our alley because we're all about, and I hate the word, but the unadoptable cats. That's the word we use. You know, this cat has FIV. This cat has a dangling leg, and we can't afford surgery, so we're going to use
special needs. I like to call them special.
There you go, special needs. Yeah, senior cats. And so that was the cry of our heart. And you kind of went ahead and did it and beat us to the punch. So, how long has Blind Cat Rescue been open? What started it? And tell us about it.
Yeah, Blind Cat Rescue's been around for 18 years. It was started by our current CEO and founder, Alana Miller, because she and her daughter were working at volunteering in animal shelters, and these blind cats kept coming in and they would be euthanized, and it really bothered her.
Sure.
And so this one very special cat named Louie came in, and she adopted him, and it started getting, more and more. And she said, okay, we have to do something about this. So she founded Blind Cat Rescue. And it is a forever home for blind cats. And then in 2011, we expanded our mission a little bit to include FIV positive and leukemia positive cats. So now we've got a mix of all three. And we promised them a forever home, and that's what they get. And by being there, they're educating people every single day that they deserve to live and they should have a chance and that they matter.
Yes, 100%. We don't just start Xing off people because of this disability or that. Right. And I was thinking about this last night. So as a behaviorist and with all the classes that we've taken, we know that cats rely on their scent much more than their sight. We tell people this all the time. You can go ahead and get facial reconstruction, but don't change the scent. So how much does it affect them when they lose their sight? I'm assuming they're able, because I've seen them manage to get around without limbs and things before.
Yep, they don't miss a beat, honestly. Our cats, they run up and down climbers, they run up and down corandas, they play, they tussle, they chase bugs, they chase little lizards. They don't miss a beat. They carry right on. We're the ones that go, oh, he can't see, that's so sad. Well, they don't think that way. They just continue on being cats.
Yes.
On our YouTube feed, we have a video of cats that are bird watching, and they're literally bird watching. None of those cats even has eyes.
Right.
A bird got into their sort of outdoor fenced in enclosure, and they're all going like this, watching it because they can hear it flying around.
Yes.
And they're just going in unison like this.
And they can feel the vibration in their whiskers too.
Yeah. They don't miss
definitely.
They carry on.
We talk about stuff like this all the time. Like, my cats know my husband is 2 blocks from home, and they'll tell me, oh, Dad's coming, because they feel the vibrations of his car. All the things that they can pick up and know and do. And we tell people, a cat outside in a feral clouder, and they can smell and know there's an intruder there and wake up right away. So yeah, I just sat there thinking, how much does this really affect them? Does this, does this hurt their confidence because they can't see what's coming, or you've not seen any kind of delay at all? That's really good to hear.
Not a bit.
what is happening that is making all these cats blind? How are we getting here?
Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of non-information out there about that.
Mhm.
I think the most common way that cats go blind is when they have an upper respiratory infection that is not treated. You see all the time kittens, somebody will say, "Oh, my cat's got this runny eye and he's kind of sneezing. What should I do?" Go to the vet.
Right?
An
I
upper
know.
respiratory infection. And if you don't treat it, their eyes will literally burst.
I've
After
wanted
you
to
remove
just put that on repeat because all blah blah and what should I do? Vet, blah blah.
Go
What
to
should
the
vet?
vet.
Blah blah. Vet. Just
Yeah. We've done many blog stories about cat health, and at the end of almost every one that I've written, it's like, if you have any doubt that your cat is experiencing whatever it is, go to the
go to the
vet.
vet. Exactly. You and me
Yeah.
both. We've
And
all written
the
that
signs of
blog.
an upper respiratory infection are pretty obvious.
Mhm.
Yes.
It looks like a kitty cold, as people like to call it. But if you
Yes.
don't treat it, they will lose their sight. You know,
Yes.
we had
Yeah.
we have a couple kitties that came in with a third brother when they were kittens, and one of them had badly ruptured eyes because they all had
Wow.
infections and they weren't treated.
That's
So
important to know
Yes.
because a lot of
Yeah.
people just, oh, he's got runny eyes and they just shrug like it's not a big deal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
and then
it's a
they'll say,
cold.
"Oh,
He'll be
his eyes
fine.
swelling a little bit." Well, go to the vet.
Well, and you have to know your cat. So I have a cat that I want to get DNA tested so badly. I think he's got some Persian in him. His nose is just a little bit shorter. And, they tend to get more colds because of the shorter nasal
Mhm.
area. And so he gets a cold at least twice a year. And I heard Galway sneeze. Everybody keep an eye on Galway. If my
Mhm.
FAIV boy sneezes, call the vet, call the vet. We
Yeah.
gotta go now because he's compromised. So you have to know your animal and know what you can get away
Exactly.
with too. And if it's an animal you don't know very well, do
Mhm.
something about it because you don't know what's brewing underneath, right?
Yeah, that's always part two of the admonition at the end is, keep an eye on your cat, know what their health is, make sure that they've been to the vet so there's a baseline for blood work and
Sure.
everything.
Yes.
Keep an eye on them.
Anything different that they do, right? Like, oh, you
Yeah.
don't usually hang out on that side of my bed. What are you doing over there? There's
And
a
cats are,
reason, right?
they mask pain. That's what they are genetically programmed to do so they can survive in the wild.
Yes,
You have to be
exactly.
the one to notice, oh, he stopped eating. Oh, he's not using the box. Oh, he walks around in circles. Whatever it is, it's not normal.
There's a
That's a
reason.
clue.
Oh, the
Yes,
not eating
exactly.
thing gets me because a lot of people are like, oh, my cat's just picky. He'll eat when he's hungry. No, he won't. They
No.
won't.
They will starve and die before they'll eat
Right.
something that they don't want to eat or take their eye off of the perceived predator. We had a client recently that said the cat was just isolating because it's scared of the new guy. So she had a barrier up for safety, but so she brought the food close to each other so that if she wanted to eat, she had 3 days with no eating or drink. She's like, I had to give in. And I'm like, good. She's like, oh, I thought you'd be like, you shouldn't give in. I'm like, no, on that, we should definitely give in because it's food, right?
Right.
So
Exactly.
none of the cats you bring in are adoptable to others. Is it because you want them to know how to handle the cat? I mean, if I came in and said, I'm looking for an older cat and I want someone with a disability and I've had experience with blind cats, would I be able to adopt a cat from your rescue?
Not from our rescue, no. And there's a good reason for that. Our founder, and she learned this through experience, that by the time they get to us, they've been through so much trauma in their
True.
lives,
Yes.
whether that be a traumatic, accident, being hit by a car, being dumped in the woods, or being shuttled between houses when their owner died. She's like, that's it. They've been through enough. And if you go to our website and click on the cats, each box there has a story of one of the cats. And when you read it, have a tissue handy because a lot of them are very
Oh, I
sad.
know.
Just not going to read it, not
And
doing it.
yeah.
No.
That's going to be our mission too. They're
Be
going to be
happy
when
that
they come
all
here.
have very happy endings because once they get to us, they get
Yes.
nothing but love and care for however long they're with us, whether it's 2 weeks or 20 years.
Yep, that's our goal too. We want to eventually open a cat cafe with adoptables, but the special needs and seniors, when they get to us, that's their last stop. They're with us forever.
Exactly.
Can I ask a question about food? I'm sorry, Linda.
Go
When
ahead.
we're talking about food and the causes of the blindness, I know if cats don't get enough taurine in their diet and other nutrients, it can affect their vision. So, are any of the cases that you see, is it happening in great numbers that people aren't feeding their cats right and they're having vision problems because of it?
No, I think the secondary most prevalent reason we see is high blood pressure, undiagnosed
Ooh.
high blood pressure.
Uh-huh.
Vets don't always check blood pressure in cats because it's tricky. Kitties don't enjoy it. And if your cat suddenly has high blood pressure and goes blind, get that blood pressure checked right away. If you do it fast enough, you might be able, with meds, stop it from having the retinas detached
Reverse it.
or permanent. We had one guy come in a few years ago who had suddenly gone blind and his owners didn't want him anymore. And the first thing we did was have his blood pressure checked and it was elevated. So we got him on medication and he got a little bit of sight back.
Good.
So, you got to kind of prod your vets to do that because they don't always
Yeah,
check.
you've got to advocate
It's a
for your
very
pet.
prevalent way.
I did not. We gotta look into that more. That's something I don't recall ever being told by my vet. And believe me, with all these cats, there's a lot of vet visits in my life. Your cat's blood pressure was okay or not okay, or
I've never been
anybody
told
checked
that
it ever?
either.
You
Has
don't
anyone
think about
checked?
blood pressure in cats, because we think about that with people because we all have stresses in life and all that.
Yes.
But for cats, it could be congenital, it could be,
Yes.
illness related, but we wouldn't know it.
Well, and their stress. I mean, cats are both predator
just
and prey
thinking
in
that.
nature. You are literally living like scared that your high school bully's going to come nab you and throw you in the locker at any second now. That's stressful. And then the stress we people go through, and we know we share it with our animals and put it on them.
Well,
and
even
that's
just bringing
stress.
another cat in, that's
Oh,
stress.
yeah.
So,
And if a cat's in a new environment,
yeah.
or
Yes.
there's been a
Yes.
sudden change in their life, like suddenly they're outdoors or their owner dies and they're somewhere else, that can elevate it. And it's another thing where you as an owner or as a cat focused person can be aware. And especially, with blindness, it's pretty obvious. They get, their eyes look a certain way, run to the vet immediately.
Yes. Yes. Well, and you should be able to tell if they're not looking at things as quickly and focusing. I mean, they watch everything we do. If your cat's not staring at you, something's wrong. They watch everything.
Now, I know some as cats.
My blind cat was she was congenitally blind, so her eyes worked completely normally. And when she was rescued, it took them a while to discover that she was blind because she didn't look it.
Yes.
She didn't have the dilated pupils and stuff, but they did figure it out, and it was congenital, so it wasn't an accident or anything.
I know as pets get older, they sometimes lose their vision. Is there anything we can do to help prevent that from happening?
I think just stay vigilant, get the blood pressure checked. Some illnesses will contribute to it, but if there's an illness involved, you should already be on top of it. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So really what it boils down to is keep steady with your cat's history. Know when you get it, does it already have high blood pressure? Is it prone to this or that? Be aware,
I can't imagine a physical issue sets in and my family says, "Oh, this is a lot to deal with. We're putting you out, babe."
I know.
I can't. I said that. No, I've been stuck for the last 10 minutes at least with who tosses out their blind cat.
I know that level of cruelty to me is like, I can't even get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, cats as it is, people just seem to think, I'll just throw them outside. They'll figure it out. If they've been born inside, it's going to be a little tougher figuring it out.
Well, your Kismet came from outside, Linda.
Yes, and was obviously not always outside, was a big lover, beat to snot, fleas, mites, boo-boos, bruises. He's okay now other than being FIV positive, which again was this big scary thing that now is, I don't want to say it's nothing, but I have some autoimmune issues and I'm autoimmune compromised. Nobody looks at me and classifies me as, stage 4 cancer. It's just
Linda, you've had that pneumonia for the past like 5-6 days. I think we should put you out.
Probably. And they've had to bring me things while I was sick in bed, and I'm sure it's probably time for me to go out.
That's another big misconception. People think, oh, I'll just put my cat out.
I know.
They'll know how to hunt and stuff. No, if you've had your cat since a kitten and it's been an indoor pet, it's not going to figure it out. It's going to be dinner for somebody else.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's the cruelest thing you can do.
Even worse when they do it to declawed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've seen that.
Yes. Yes. We brought in this 3-legged declawed 12-year-old cat that somebody tossed out. And we're like, what? Rita is
Yeah.
having some construction done near her home, much to her chagrin, and they're putting in new housing. So the
Ugh.
ground has been disrupted, and she's all of a sudden, she started having mice in her house. And I said, you can thank your neighbors. That's what just happened. So it's under control now, but she has found in a 2 months time 3 dead mice without a single puncture on them.
Yep.
They were moving, so they were great fun. Remember, she had 15 cats in her house at this time. They were moving, so they were great fun to play with, but they didn't know they were supposed to eat them. They lost the
Right.
disconnect.
They
Exactly.
didn't bite them or anything. I think they just had a heart attack. I found 2 and got them outside that were still alive, but the other 3, sorry.
Yeah, mine are that my cats do the same thing.
They
play with
torture
them
until they have a heart attack,
and
and then they go,
"Yay, this is fun."
yes, and then they go, Mom, I think the batteries are broke on this one. It's not moving anymore. Can you do
And they'll
something
throw it in
about
the
this?
air.
And then they
It's
just walk away and leave it for you because it's not moving anymore.
Yeah.
That's,
It's like, here, now you can play with it.
so we're
I know
gonna
you,
take this cat outside.
I know you said you do some work. There was a TNR group near you, Trap Neuter Release, for those of you who don't know. And I had asked you, had you ever found or have they ever found blind cats outside? And you said they have.
Yeah, we have a spay neuter program in a different part of North Carolina from where we're located, and it's several counties together that don't have a lot of spay neuter services available. So our program works with the TNR groups there to identify a colony, and then our strategy is to treat the entire colony all at once. It's not
Yes.
slipshod; it's just one at a time. And you know, the people that are the colony caretakers, they know who's there and who's not. And every once in a while, a new cat will come in who clearly to everybody is not feral. And one of them that ended up with us has got a damaged eye she would never have made it at all.
Aw.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they turn up with, I mean, one cat that came in had a mason jar
Oh my gosh. Stuck
thing
over
around
his
its
head.
neck.
He was trying to find something to eat and got
Like
stuck.
a lid, yeah. So, and they come in with broken limbs. One of them had a horrendous facial injury that hurt his
Oh
eye.
gosh.
And our vet treats all those things. If their teeth are hanging
beautiful.
out, she does dentals. If their eyes are messed up, she removes them. She does everything. She's an angel to me.
I'll tell you, our county, which I don't often brag about my small town that I live in.
Linda's in
but
Ohio.
They did something really cool last spring that I'm like shouting out. And it did not take all that much preparation. I don't know why everyone doesn't do this. The Humane Society went to the city council and said, kind of sick of the ferals around here. We've got have-a-heart traps. All we need you to do is make it an official thing and put it out in the paper. They call the Humane Society and say, yes, thank you, Jesus. I have a group of ferals living behind me on Jefferson Avenue. They come drop the traps. You call them when there's something in it. They take the trap away.
Wow.
You didn't even have to really do anything, right?
What did
Somebody
they
dropped them
do
off
with
and
those
picked them up.
cats?
They TNR them. and
As
send
they let
to
them
the
back
same
out?
area.
Okay.
Yeah, to the same
That's
area.
awesome.
Provided that, yeah. And I was like,
And if
because
they trap one that's not feral, that's gotten caught up in a feral
I'm
trap.
assuming then the Humane Society keeps them. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what we
But
do.
yeah,
We
it
work
was,
with local groups
yes,
to find homes
it
for ones that
was-
are clearly not.
it was her brainchild, the lady at the Humane Society. And I am like, that was the least amount of work, because I have tried in my brain to figure out how to make something happen here in Defiance County. And I'm like, that was nothing. Humane Society already has the traps. They went to a meeting, they talked, they printed something in the
It's
paper, they did it.
Too bad that wasn't
Wow.
in place when you trapped that Tasmanian
Yeah.
devil. Wow.
I
kitten.
know. I still feel guilty about letting him out. I know we got to take a
We've
break.
got to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more. We've got more questions for Katherine Hilton, Blind Cat Rescue and Sanctuary here in the wonderful Carolinas. We'll be right back. And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting with my co-host Linda Hall and the awesome Katherine Hilton. Oh, I'm so in love with Blind Cat Rescue and Sanctuary. I can't wait. Linda, you need to
Oh,
get
we're
down
coming.
here so we can go and pay
we're
a visit
coming.
to these wonderful kitties.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're coming.
on down.
Yes.
We're
Yes,
coming.
definitely. We're coming. We're coming. We can do a
What's
little
the-
video and show everybody.
Let's ask you a question. What's the biggest challenge for somebody who has a blind cat at home?
I can speak to that as a person who had a blind cat for 12 years.
Mhm.
The main thing is to throw away your misconceptions. Don't go, oh, he can't go downstairs. That's not going to work, because they can. Basically, you just have to be patient and let your cat figure out the space that they live in. They remember. They know where the furniture is. They know where the stairs are. that's really it. Once they know the lay of the land, they can smell the food. They know they'll fall into a pattern just like other cats do. They want to be fed when they, at their time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you don't let them outside. We never let her out. Some people do, I think, on leashes, and that's really a different decision. But there's really nothing different about having a blind cat than it is to have a seeing cat.
Just don't move your furniture around.
It just unfortunately, I was thinking that I'm not one of those people who likes to move the furniture every weekend. So that's a really good thing.
Well, let's say at Christmas time, you bring in a tree. This is us, bring in a tree. So you got to move some things around. You bring her down and let her smell where the tree is and just walk slowly around the room, and then she figures it out.
You're good. I did a blog post before Christmas about that, not towards blind cats, but all cats. You're bringing stuff in from the attic and up in the basement. You're moving all over, and the stuff smells, and you're pulling it in, and you're taking it away, and oh my gosh, move slower, right? So, and what you said about the memory. So when my daughter was 19, she says, Mom, I need my own apartment. And she found something. It wasn't gonna be ready for 2 weeks, but she said, I have to have a cat. Understandable. So, what do you need? You need a bed and a cat. So we went to the Humane Society. We adopted a cat, Tiger. He's still kicking. He's old and cranky and is really a cranky.
He is cranky.
But, so at 32, when her husband passed away and she had to come back home, they now had 4 cats. Tiger was one, of course.
Wow.
3 cats did exactly what I expected what I expected the 4 cats to do. They came in low, slunk to the ground. They sniffed, they investigated. Tiger had lived in this house for 10 days. I actually pulled her paperwork on her rental because it was driving me and I had to know. 10 days. And then he'd been out of the house for 13 years. He walked in like he owned the joint and went straight up to her childhood bedroom. I get chills. I got goosebumps. Every time I say it, I get chills. But how in the world? I mean, I know intellectually the answers. I know.
Yeah.
But come on.
To see it, yeah.
13 years later, he walked in and went, Grandma, good to see you. I'm home.
They remember. And they will, I think stairs are things that really people worry about. And if you've got a new cat, follow it around. Obviously don't let it just fall down the stairs. You be with it while it learns how to do it.
Yes.
And then it will always remember that. It won't.
Yes. Well, any cat's going to be scared about.
Well, it's funny how they learn, because I brought in this Newfoundling. She's about 8 to 10 weeks. She's small, so I brought her upstairs first. I went downstairs to get some food. She came down the stairs on her own. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's this tiny little thing. No problem.
She figured it out. Yep. She figured it out. She found it. Yep.
And they'll find a way. They'll know what their limits are. If they get to something they can't get over, under, or beside, they'll stop.
Exactly. Yes. We joke. I tease Rita, although now that she adopted a kitten, her average is off. But up until the kitten, she had 13 out of 15 of her cats were seniors.
No, 12.
And I teased her, 12 of the 15, sorry. And I teased her that she's running a cat nursing home. And most of them will not even come up to see her when she's upstairs in the office working.
Now I have 4 young
ones. That's a lot of stairs, right? Like, yeah, I'm old. I'm staying in this bed. Just relax my cat on for me. I'm just going to chill here until she's done. She'll come back for me eventually. So, cats change what they like and what they don't like anyway. And I know my first hyperdysplasia, cerebellar hyperdysplasia cat, everybody had the same exact reaction everybody else has. What's wrong? They're like little drunk cats, which is fun. But you have to realize there's nothing wrong, right? That's who they are.
They don't know that they're disadvantaged or they're challenged. They don't know.
2 like that at the rescue that are
normal for them. Are they blind as well, or they just have
one of them is blind and deaf.
Wow. I've dealt with a deaf cat before. I owned a cat sitting business for years. And the main challenge with that cat was, not sneaking up and scaring the heck out of the cat.
Right. Well, that's true of blind cats too. And I learned this the hard way. You kind of forget that they don't see you. So I learned that before I went in to pet my cat, because it would startle her because she couldn't see my hand coming, I would make a noise with my hand so she could hear it coming, because my voice is back here, but my hand's up here.
That's a very good idea. Or
you that always worked. She never got scared.
That's good. We worked with a couple that wanted to train their cat to come. They were moving and they used to take their cats on walks, and they were petrified that with the new area they were going to lose their cat, and they were determined on these walks. Well, they were both deaf, and I believe she had some hearing at some point because she had a little bit of verbal, but he had
She was pretty
verbal.
verbal. He
So
wasn't.
yeah, she said they were waiting for an interpreter, and I'm like, I can understand you. Him, he had nothing. But so to teach the cat to come, we taught him it's 2 claps. The cat, just because they can't speak doesn't mean that's the only thing the cat
That
can
wouldn't
hear,
work
right?
with a deaf cat, though.
No, it would not. But if you hit the floor twice, they can feel that vibration.
I think if you tap on
Mhm.
something,
If every time before you
That's
walk
what
in
I
the
would
room, you
do.
went tap tap.
That's what I would do with the deaf cat that I was sitting. I would do something to make a vibration so she would feel that.
Yes. Because that's what I'm trying to think. We use word association for so much that I'm like, Catherine, we just need an hour with you just to recall
I know,
everything.
right?
Because we got this like, I started teaching the class, as we age, we don't sleep through the night anymore. There are potty breaks because your body, hates you. And so the cats are following me to the bathroom, which is lovely, but there's a lot of them. And 4 of them are black, which I tell people
In the
is
middle
like
of the night.
landmines at night, right? Yeah, they're trying to kill me.
Now I have 2 to deal with that are black.
So before I get up, I say, I got a potty, and I go straight to the bathroom and back, and I don't interact. They pick that up in 3 repetitions. Oh, when she says that, I ain't getting nothing, and she's coming right back, so I might as well not give up my warm
You can't
spot.
do that
Boom.
with a deaf cat.
So yeah, so I'm looking at all of the things, we had a cat that was, I believe it was an old age cognitive decline, and the hearing was declining. And the cat would get up in the night and be very confused, very Alzheimer's-ish, right? So, but we use music a lot and things and I'm like, oh wait, this cat's deaf. This cat can't use me. Working around all of these instances but wait, that doesn't work for this cat.
So I guess
the blind cat, music would be calming.
Do you use hand signals or things for a deaf cat? How do you teach it things like that?
Yeah, I'm like, there's just.
I think it's probably maybe food treat driven because they can smell.
This is true.
And they can sense the vibrations. So I think those 2 things, and they can still use their whiskers.
Yes. Yes.
So I think just really focusing on those other senses would be critical.
I would think with a blind cat, especially, you would have to be very careful with whisker sensitivity and whisker fatigue, and making sure that they've got the shallow bowls. And
But they use them so well and so discreetly, like you wouldn't know any difference.
It's insane. I love it. I love it. But isn't that the way it is with everybody? I mean, would we be having this conversation if our podcast was about everyday lives and I was on here talking to you about your sister who lost her leg and like, but can she work? Does anybody really want her to live with them? I mean, she's only got 2 legs, right?
Well, there's a difference though, Linda. Animals are like perpetual children. So there's a difference there between talking about an adult with a disability or whatever. What is the proper term these days? I don't know.
Yeah, so some sort of disability or change in
differently able.
But don't we get that?
And a cat.
I have a friend who I'd really love to come visit BCR, but she's always like, oh, I couldn't. I'd be so upset and so depressed. And I'd be like,
why?
No, because these poor cats can't see. And I'm like, you have no idea. I said, you need to watch the videos we have on Facebook, get our live tours, then get in touch with me and we will go down there together.
And and the gift you're giving to those cats, because we have an amazing rescue here that I adore. And I know
FFRC in Defiance, Ohio.
Yes. When I adopted my first Subra out of there, I said, I feel like I should be at the Humane Society because this cat was not in danger of being euthanized. And she said, Linda, first of all, this is not a home. Yes, she's happy here. She could be happy here forever, but this is not a home. We want her in a home. Second of all, do you know how many cats I turn away every day because I'm at capacity? You get her out of here, I can take in another cat that is going to get euthanized. So that changed me a lot. And then, you can volunteer, you can come sit with them, spend time with them. Not sure a cat's good for your child? Take your child in, get to meet the cat. How is the child doing? Can the child follow the rules? Yeah, 100%,
I actually think a tour of the blind cat rescue would be awesome for kids because then they learn, there's pets out there that have challenges. It's nothing to be afraid of.
Yes.
Especially if you see them being happy, they don't know they can't see. They don't know they're different.
Exactly. Yes. 100%. Yeah. Kismet doesn't know that he's got FIV or, I don't think Smoochie realizes her leg is gone. It's just, it's just their life, right?
My mom has a one-eyed dog. She doesn't know she only has one eye.
Yeah.
Right. I think that we need to go there, Linda, and do a podcast from the blind cat rescue or a live, a Facebook live.
100%. 100%. I agree. 100%. Yes.
I'm on board.
That is on the list. Yes. Because that's it. People are so afraid. I had a cat once, stray, gonna take it to the shelter. Of course, didn't. Fine, bring the cat in. Let's get
Was
the
this
cat
Boo
fixed.
Boo?
Yeah, we found out when he went in for his neuter that he was FIV positive, and this was way back in the dark ages. Okay, and they were like, "No, we're euthanizing this cat." The cat was
I
dead
hate
before I
that.
ever got there.
Mm.
It bothers me to this day, and it
Ugh.
was.
That's what
When
they
Mickey's-
did back then. They know better
My
now.
daughter will be 35, so I think it's been about 33 years since this
I
happened.
understand.
And now I'm living with an FIV cat. And every once in a while, I think, Boo Boo could have lived to be. I've had Kismet for well over 5 years now, and he's fine.
The
Other
thing
than
about
having to
those
have some teeth
cats is,
removed.
it's mostly boys. And once they are fixed and they don't fight anymore, they don't do the deep bites that transmit FIV. So
Right.
That's what I said. There was a vaccination for it, and then they found out it was giving on-site cancer.
mhm.
So they
They don't give that anymore.
discontinued it because they offered that to me when I was talking, because I did my information first thing, whether your cat is blind, deaf, FIV, whatever your cat is, talk to your vet, say, what am I getting myself into, right? How hard is this? Are my other cats in danger? And they said, and this cat is not a fighter, and they said if this cat was a fighter and really, first of all, the viral load's got to be enough. It's just like, HIV, and they say, oh, but my viral load is nearly undetectable. So you basically don't have it at that point. So you've got to have a high enough viral load. It's got to be enough in the spit. It's got to be a deep enough puncture wound that it gets there. I mean, the stars have to align. Is it impossible? No. Is it something you should take seriously? Yes. But Kismet's not a fighter and has never bit anyone in his life. So
Didn't you say,
I
Catherine, that you guys actually have some FIV and don't you have
L.
some feline leukemia cats too? You
do.
said. Now the
do.
feline leukemia cats you have to keep separate. Is that true?
We keep the leukemia cats are all in rooms together,
Uh-huh.
and then the FIVs are in rooms together.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
We're real
Yeah.
careful about that.
But you
Yeah,
could mix the
very
FIV cats with the non-FIV cats, just
Yeah, I
not
think
with
we
the
could, 'cause
leukemia
they're all
cats.
fixed. So
Yeah, exactly. Provided there's no fight. Like I said, I've had Kismet here for 5 years and nothing has happened.
Yeah.
But if you've got the space and they're not alone, it only bothers me when this cat is in a room all by itself because it has FIV. And then you're like, no, baby, that's not fair. That's not the right way to live.
We have dorm rooms or suites for our guys. They're all.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
We
I
also,
can't
we
wait to
have,
see.
If you ever want to see them, we have 24-hour cameras. So you can tune in any time of day or night. And
You know what I'll be doing when we're done with sessions too.
I love this. My
go to
local
our
one has one
website,
of
and
those
there's
too.
a link called Watch Us Live or something like that. Click on that. It'll take you.
Let me
right
see.
to
I've
the-
got your website
I
up right
love
here.
it. I
Yes.
love
Watch
it.
Us.
And everybody, of course, they rely on donations. So
Absolutely.
please
Yeah.
donate blindcatrescue.com. Watch the live, learn about the blind cats, and donate a few dollars. I mean, everybody's like, oh, I don't have much. I can't donate a lot. So what?
Every
$5,
donation
$10.
is
$1.
If
Yes.
1,000 people donate $10, guess what?
Every
That's a lot of money.
donation-
$10,000. Exactly. $1. Yes. Do you have like wish lists like on Amazon and that sort of
We
thing?
do. We have 4 wish lists. We have Amazon,
Love it.
Chewy, we have Target now, and Walmart, and they're
We
all
actually
on
need to
Very
do that.
good. Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
all on
Because
our
that can
website.
help, if you're going there to do your shopping anyway, pick something else up,
Exactly.
So yes,
Exactly. And
yes.
we have several programs that people, for them to support the cats. They can virtually adopt a cat by becoming a sponsor.
I love
And people will go to the
it.
website and find one that they love, and there's a little sponsor me button, and all I have to do is click it, and then they
I
can-
love those. We need to do that too. We need
Yes.
to do our website.
Yes.
But I get down here because we need to get up.
Yes, on my way. Yes.
We have to wrap,
Suitcase.
unfortunately. Is there anything we haven't covered, Catherine? Anything else that you think it's important for people to know about blind cats in general and about your sanctuary specifically?
I would just invite people to come visit us. We are located in St. Paul's, North Carolina, which is right off of I-95, which runs up and down the East Coast. We are open Monday through Saturday from 12:30 to 4. Everybody is welcome to come in. The staff will be there. We also have monthly open houses, and our schedule is on our website. And those are afternoons where you can come in and meet other folks who sponsor cats, and who some visit all the time and some are brand new.
Nice.
But any of those chances is a great time to just sit in a room with a blind cat and learn that they're just cats.
I love this so much.
I
Yes.
do too.
Yes.
I do too.
Yes.
I'm in love with you guys.
Yes.
Come on down. I would love for you guys
We're
to.
going to. Yes.
We definitely will. We'll make that a priority this year.
Fantastic.
Yes. there's
Thank you for
any
having
way,
us
if you're
on
in the
this
area
today.
and can visit, please visit. Like we said, send $1. You're
Absolutely.
making an order from Amazon. We're all making orders from Amazon. Throw in a little something for the cats. Anything you can do, it just means so much. And
It
sometimes
does.
it's fun to pick out the food or the litter or whatever you're
I
sending and know what you're
know.
getting,
And
right?
we
So
update
yes,
our lists frequently. So the things that we
good.
need most are always at the top.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Perfect.
That is so
Perfect.
great. Well, thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Of
Thank
course,
you.
Linda.
This has been a great pleasure.
It's been very educational, and I've learned a lot about blind cats. But of course, as we know, a cat is a cat is a cat. It doesn't matter if they can see or not. They can still love you. You can still love them. They're happy little
Yes.
guys, right?
They matter
Yes.
too.
Just like every other
Yes,
cat.
they do. Yes. Yes.
And
100%.
Linda, thank you again for being my co-host. I'm glad you're
Always.
feeling better, because I haven't
We're getting
spoken
there.
to you in like 6 days and it's killing me.
I know. I know. Me too. Imagine.
And of course, I have to thank Mark Winter, as always, for giving us this spot on Pet Life Radio. We are forever grateful. I hope our
Yes.
mics sound okay. I know he'll let us
Yes.
know.
Yes.
And everybody, don't forget, every day is Catter Day. We'll see you next time.